In an age where the automotive world is locked in a high-speed race toward electrification, where headlines are dominated by the latest battery breakthroughs and billion-dollar EV startups, an unlikely challenger has emerged, not from Silicon Valley's glass towers or Europe's luxury marquess, but from the tightly packed streets and narrow alleyways of Japan. Its name is the Suzuki Spacia Gear, and on paper, it shouldn't be capable of shaking the global industry. It's small, almost toy-like in proportions, powered by a tiny 660 cubic centimeters petrol engine, the kind of spec sheet EV evangelists laugh off as irrelevant in 2025. And yet, this little K car has forced industry veterans to stop, turn, and ask, what just happened? The magic lies in a simple but daring truth. The Spacia Gear isn't trying to win the future by abandoning the past. While the world's biggest car makers gamble everything on fully electric fleets, Suzuki has chosen a different path, one that embraces the strengths of combustion while quietly solving its weaknesses. At its heart, the Spacia Gear is a mild hybrid. No oversized, rare earth-hungry battery pack. No hours-long charging stops. Just a clever, compact electric motor that assists the petrol engine exactly when it matters most, crawling through city traffic, pulling away from a standstill, or climbing a steep hill with a cabin full of passengers. The result? Fuel economy that rivals some EVs in urban use, without the range anxiety, without the charging queues, and without the eye-watering sticker price. But to understand why this little box on wheels has become such a phenomenon, you need to understand the world it was born into. Japan's K-cars have always been an answer to a question few outside the country even ask. How do you build a vehicle that is practical, affordable, environmentally friendly, and yet still fun? In a city where parking spaces are scarce, streets are barely wider than the car itself, and fuel prices make every kilometer count. The Spacia Gear takes that ethos and supercharges it with modern thinking. Its design is unapologetically functional. A tall, upright body that maximizes interior space, sliding doors that make getting in and out effortless in tight spaces, a flat floor and clever storage that turn a small footprint into a surprisingly versatile living space on wheels. From the driver's seat, you're greeted with a high, commanding view of the road, giving you SUV confidence without SUV size. This isn't just an urban commuter, it's a cultural statement. In Tokyo, Osaka, and beyond, K-cars are not a compromise, they are a lifestyle. And in an era where global automakers equate progress with complexity, the Spacia Gear offers a different kind of sophistication, the elegance of enough. Enough power to handle daily life with ease. Enough space to carry groceries, luggage, or even a weekend's worth of camping gear. Enough tech to keep you connected and safe, without drowning you in touchscreen menus and overbearing software. And here's where the real twist comes in. It's not just Japan taking notice. Export markets, once dismissive of K-cars as too small or too slow for international tastes, are beginning to see the appeal, especially in crowded cities where EV infrastructure lags behind the hype. Fleet operators love it for its low running costs. Families see it as the perfect second car. Young buyers, priced out of the EV revolution, see it as freedom they can afford. Even in countries where it can't be sold as a K-car per se, its philosophy, compact, efficient, cleverly hybridized, is inspiring copycats. Meanwhile, EV giants are starting to realize that while they've been locked in a battery capacity arms race, the Spacia Gear has quietly sidestepped the fight altogether. It doesn't need a 500 kilometers range because most people don't drive 500 kilometers in a day. It doesn't need supercharging networks because petrol stations are everywhere. It doesn't require a mortgage-sized loan because its hybrid system is light, simple, and inexpensive to build. In other words, it's winning by refusing to play the same game. And perhaps that's the most disruptive part of all. The Suzuki Spacia Gear proves that innovation isn't always about chasing the future at full throttle. Sometimes, it's about looking at the road we're already on and asking how we can make the journey better today. In the shadow of towering EV marketing campaigns, this tiny petrol hybrid has reminded the industry of something it seems to have forgotten. Progress isn't measured in volts alone. It's measured in how well a car serves the people who drive it. And right now, in cities across Japan and beyond, The Spacia Gear is serving them brilliantly. Our opening scene, early morning in a Japanese town. The streets are quiet, except for the rhythmic hum of a small engine turning over somewhere down the road. A silver Suzuki Spacia Gear pulls out of a narrow driveway, its boxy silhouette framed by the soft glow of sunrise. It isn't flashy. It doesn't shout for attention with aggressive lines or oversized wheels. And yet, for the man behind the wheel, it's not just transportation, it's freedom. Freedom from the constant worries that come with newer, overcomplicated vehicles. Freedom from the anxiety of unpredictable repair costs. Freedom from the endless search for charging stations in a country where rural roads can stretch for miles without one. Cut to narrator voiceover. In today's automotive landscape, simplicity is a rare commodity. Cars have become computers on wheels, stuffed with sensors, control modules, touchscreens, and proprietary software. When something breaks, you're no longer asking if it can be fixed quickly, but where, when, and by whom. For electric vehicles, this problem grows even sharper. Specialized parts take time to ship. Technicians require dedicated training. And more often than not, the fix is neither immediate nor inexpensive. Cut to mechanic's shop. But with the Spacia Gear, that anxiety disappears. You don't need a certified high-voltage technician in a pristine corporate service bay. You can take it to the same family-run garage that's been operating for 40 years, the one with oil-stained floors, a faint smell of rubber in the air, and a mechanic who knows your car almost as well as you do. A quick inspection, a simple part swap, a handshake, and you're back on the road, sometimes in less time than it takes to finish your lunch. Transition to narrator. This mechanical honesty has another advantage: cost stability. Owners aren't just saving money at the pump thanks to its frugal, petrol-sipping engine. They're sidestepping the escalating lifetime expenses of modern cars. There are no $1,000 battery pack replacements lurking on the horizon, no mandatory software updates that suddenly require a subscription, no cryptic dashboard warnings that demand dealership intervention. Maintenance bills stay low, repair intervals stay long, and the complexity level stays just where it should be, enough to be efficient, but never so much that it becomes a burden. Cut to weather shots: snow in Hokkaido, summer heat in Okinawa. And then, there's the matter of weather, something EV owners know all too well. In the depths of a Japanese winter, sub-zero temperatures gnaw at battery capacity, cutting range dramatically. In the sticky, humid heat of summer, air conditioning systems pull energy from the same battery that powers the wheels, further shrinking usable range. It's a constant calculation. Can I make it there and back without charging? Will I find a working station along the way? By contrast, the Spacia Gear is unaffected. Whether it's crawling through a snow-covered Sapporo side street or cruising under the blazing Okinawan sun, its lightweight frame and efficient petrol engine deliver consistent, predictable performance. Cut to a delivery driver's perspective. For someone delivering parcels in rural Nagano, that matters. For a parent shuttling kids through a week of rain-soaked school runs, that matters. For anyone whose life can't be put on pause for a 2-hour recharge, it matters more than anything. You pull into a fuel station, fill up in 2 minutes, and drive away. No smartphone app to authorize payment. No wrestling with thick charging cables in the freezing wind. No standing around in a lonely parking lot, watching percentage numbers crawl upwards. Cut to narrator with slow montage of Spacia Gear driving through landscapes. This is what true mobility feels like. Immediate, dependable, and available no matter the season. And it's not an accident. Suzuki could have chased the EV trend. They could have packed the Spacia Gear with layers of digital complexity to match market hype. Instead, they doubled down on proven engineering, designing a vehicle that thrives in the real world, not just in brochures and press releases. A closing shot: Spacia Gear parked outside a countryside store, engine idling softly. In an era where progress is often defined by adding more screens, more sensors, more connectivity, the Spacia Gear makes a radical statement by adding just enough and nothing more. It's a quiet rebellion against the idea that the future has to be complicated to be advanced. And for the thousands of drivers who simply need something that works, every day, in every condition, that's not just convenience. That's peace of mind.